A new Poppy Playtime chapter and a whole new cast of characters. Hello everyone, and I am Puppy Bites, and today I will be drawing Lily Lovebraids. I've been questioning whether or not to call this a redesign video because fundamentally I kept Lily as close to the original as much as possible, but Lily is a doll. So this is a what if there were other Lily dolls? Also, disclaimer, I like Lily's design. I'm just also a fanatic for dolls, and this gives me an excuse to make my own version of her. When making Lily's design, I followed some ground rules. The first rule is that you have to be able to tell that it is still Lily. The next is that her design needs to make sense for the time period she was designed in. When researching dolls, I got a lot of help by watching this video by Beauty in the Box. Their video is pretty solid and a great help. If you guys want to check it out, I've linked the video down below. I've also checked Lily's wiki page for any extra information on her and her design. The doll itself was finalised in 1995, and the trivia section says she's potentially inspired by Barbie and Bratz. Growing up, the dolls I collected were Bratz, and as much as I love Bratz, Bratz did not hit the shelves till 2001, so I will not be using them as an inspiration because it's just too far out of the time frame of Lily, in my opinion. Looking at Lily's design, she is already quite the oddball compared to the dolls that were trending at the time. Barbie was way more edgy, and you had other dolls too, like Cindy, who were trying to replicate the success of Barbie. But when you look at Lily, she's not with the current fashion, which is why it's really helpful that really close to the creation of Lily, Strawberry Shortcake had a reboot. So I actually referenced Strawberry Shortcake for the outfit for Lily. It makes sense that Lily has a more modest design to her compared to what was more edgy, considering that Lily is supposed to be for obedience and Barbie was she was going against the grain. So keeping those things in mind, I start blocking out the shapes that I want to use for Lily. I know I want to keep the main original doll base, which is kind of funny because it looks like she's a ball jointed doll. And those weren't really a thing in 1995, but I digress. It's a toy company that does immortality. I'm sure they can figure out a ball joint. Considering how big flowers are in Playco, particularly the poppy flower, I found it interesting that they named a character Lily and then didn't really do much to reference the Lily aspect. So that's what I did for this design. I made it very obvious that she's based on a lily, but not any Lily. I picked the Stargazer Lily because if you look on her design, there is stars. So I was just like, yes. Because I am more blatantly referencing a flower for her design, for the main braid, I am inspired by a stalk. So that is like her main braid. It's supposed to be a lily stalk. The others are the... oh my gosh, what the fuck is this word? Is that actually said how I think it is? Wait.
Stamen. Stamen.
I'm too immature. So the hair is a stalk and a stamen. Once I blocked out everything I wanted to, I start moving on to just immediately lining the details because I didn't want to spend too long for it. Because I knew from the moment I started this that the braids were going to take forever. And they did. I'm not even joking. I spent, oh my gosh, I spent 6 hours lining some fucking braids. Like, it goes so quickly in the video, but when I say that it took forever, it genuinely took forever. It just wouldn't stop. It just kept going on and on and on. Because you do the basic shape and then you got to do the little lines inside. And even though the braids were pretty simple in my style, they just kept going on and on and on and on forever. Like, I don't know if I will do another Lily Lovebraids drawing just because of the braids. Another thing in this drawing that I kind of struggled with was the hands. And it was because I do really like ball jointed dolls. I know that it goes against my own rule about making it plausible for the time that Lily was in, but I really wanted ball jointed doll fingers as well to match her legs. And I shouldn't have. I really shouldn't have, because I feel like it kind of takes away from the drawing. I feel like I could have done so much better with the hands, but I was so tired with the look at the speed paint. The braids are still going. Yeah, but by the time I finished the braids, I just did not care anymore. For the little braids, for the stamens, I used a brush for them because they were smaller and I didn't think people would pay attention to it much. And then we move on to the color at last. For the color palette, I did really rely on the Stargazer Lily. Look at the flower. Look how pretty it is. It is one of the prettiest flowers I've ever seen. I'm not sure if it will show up too well on the speed paint, but for all the little specks for the petals, I actually did use tiny stars. Yeah, I'm not sure if it does show up well from this resolution, but oh, I was so proud of that. I was like, I'm a genius. I am unfounded geniosity. Also, you guys might notice that I did give Lily a nose. I know the noseless thing is inspired by Bratz, but I'm not gonna lie, Lily's a bit ahead of her time for Bratz. Again, it was 2001 that Bratz was made, and I'm not gonna lie, like, I love Bratz. I said this before. I already said that I collected Bratz, but the noseless thing is a bit jank. So I did give her a nose, but it's my drawing. I can do what the fuck I want. Stop telling me what to do. With all of that being said, we are approaching the end of the video. I'm just doing the final bits of the rendering right here, and I feel like I did pretty well with this. I don't want to glaze myself too much. I think I did pretty alright. And a really special thank you to anyone who watched this far. It does really help out. I want to do more videos like this. I think next time I'll probably do a OC video, or I don't know, maybe I'll do another design. I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you next time. Bye!